Hopefully, I'm not speaking this into opposite existence, but we'll see kind of as we get into this. We're rolling right into a Hossie. We didn't get to talk about maps. I'll talk about that real quick here. We have a Hossie, Prody, Hossie, Prody, Hossie, Prody, Hossie, Prody, Hossie. I don't know, however many maps there are on the series. It's just back-to-back Hossie and Prody the whole night. So we'll see how we go. And we're going to start off here with New York SubPar, starting off with a great 3 dead, but Speedy's going to come back with a great 2-piece of his own. But they are certainly set up here for P1.
You know, I've never understood the Protocom because it's protocol, but we call it Prody. Never understood it, but there are lots of Possies and lots of Proties in this series tonight. So far, standard P1, 3 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 4 dead, all dead, no time, little time, back and forth. New York subpar P2 rotations. They're looking to make their way over here now. There's 2 players fighting through the front though, so James and Cookie, I believe, over there on that side able to win some big gunfights for their team, but the New York subpar are still here in the back looking to fight for those spawns at P2. But as soon as I say that, they're all cleared out. Sydney has secured the early portion of this rotation and looking to set up for P2 early here.
Yeah, Sydney set up early, like you said. Everything is broken in Codcaster. I'm seeing this for the first time. This is for somehow worse than it was before. So I'm excited to not be able to tell you how much time is left on the hill ever in the game. At least we do have score, and we have a scoreboard, which will probably be incorrect the whole time anyway. But Sydney Dingoes are here set up P2. It looks like so far so good here. Kills coming down from the front side for the side of New York, but going to be unsuccessful there as the side of Cookie and Co. Are going to be able to fight them off. They are not reading these spawns towards Rock. We have number 8 there and Speedy kind of up in front doing his thing there towards Rock side as the rotation's starting to happen towards that P3 side. New York subpar really giving up all this time on P2. They're going to try to get set up here. They are winning a couple gunfights here. We're looking for some cutoffs towards mid-map, but they have let the side of Sydney Dingoes kind of just stay towards that top side Rock side. So New York are set up pretty good here. We'll see if they can hold this. They are losing plat position just a little bit here with number 68 and James. They're going to escape just a little bit, but New York should have a couple seconds here of kind of safety. They just really need to make sure they control plat, and that's exactly what Sydney Dingoes are going to try to attack here, and that's what they take. We have Gilbert's going to be last alive here. Fortunately going to fall. They are still spawning in the back, but Sydney Dingoes do have this in control.
Yeah, really clinical break there from Sydney. You know, James is able to be kind of the initial guy to get that kill in office, and then we saw New York try to chase him down there, and then the rest of the Sydney Dingoes were able to fight through that single window side to kind of break in there. So solid start here from the side of Sydney. New York, a little bit slower start here, but you know, between these two plat teams, it's all going to be a matter of who's getting hot and when you're getting hot. And you know, as we know in Hossie, you can shrink quite a few of these hills together and make a comeback happen really fast. Big gunfight coming down on New is going to be won by Zoe and the side of New York subpar. So they're going to be able to get the rest of their squad here early, looking to set up. Fiend is able to get 1 kill from the garage side, so able to get a little bit of presence there, but he's going to get caught out by Buddha there, get taken out. So New York subpar are going to be here first in the P4.
Yeah, they're gonna do so far so good right now. Are gonna get some points on the board. They are down by 90 here heading to this P4. We do see Speedy pull out an RC car and kill himself. So that's the first I've seen this year. RC cars are banned in hardpoint, but I think they'll allow the suicide there. Probably no pistol GAs in this game, like we've seen the last couple nights. But New York subpar really just making this P4 their own here. Sydney Dingoes have not really touched whatsoever. We've seen kind of like only like a couple seconds of contest happening here, so it's a good bounce back from New York subpar. If they can string this into a good P1 or P2, this match is going to be right back kind of where we started there with even, but so far Sydney Dingoes are fighting back here for a little bit of this scrap time as P1's about to pop here in about 5 seconds.
5 seconds, 6 seconds, 3 seconds, no seconds. Who knows? We don't know the seconds anymore. P1 is over here now popped. We're seeing Sydney in first. They're looking to get a little bit of presence up here on the map and keep these players trapped both sides. We see James win a nice gunfight there, but their positioning down low here may lead to New York being able to find some positioning up top, but trades going back and forth. 3 dead from the side of New York subpar. There's going to be 1 player left up towards white, looking to potentially find a player, make a play here. Some shots going down in P1, not able to finish that kill. I think it's kind of windy out here at Hossie today.
There's windows next to you. That's just, oh, that was rough there. It is the Jackal, though. I mean, a little bit of the nerf coming down here with the barrel, but it's not rank play, so you do have reinforced. Side of Sydney Dingoes are getting set up. They have been kind of pushed out here after this P1. New York SubPar were able to get a good 2-3 dead there. Spawn them garden side. We have a fight coming back down here between Fiend and Olivia. And unfortunately, Olivia is going to fall. Fiend's going to be there in the back, going to get another kill there. Kookie going to get that 4th player. They are going to be spawning boat time. Sydney are going to take time. We're going to see P2 pop here in just a second. And Sydney Dingoes are looking for this U-Cross. Fortunately, going to give it up at the wrong time. But they are set up here. One less player on the map. Kookie's going to get that trade to kind of fulfill that for his team. Make that 2 more dead, and the last player alive going to be Olivia towards mid.
You know, the P2 so far here from the side of Sydney Dingoes have been absolutely clinical, holding down the back spawns when they need to, and then slowly forcing their way up rock side to, you know, eventually flip out the spawns like we're about to see right now from the side of Speedy. Just clinical P2s here. And when you're eating up a huge chunk of time on P2, it's going to lead to success in Hossie. You know, this point can be kind of mixy, but if you're a team that's soaking up as much hill time as the side of Sydney Dingoes are, that's why we're seeing this lead so large. And then you play your rotations late, and that's a big 3-piece by Buddha there to break into the hill and give his boys a little bit of chance at some time here. He's going to be looking to get active on the rock side, able to pick off another one. But New York SubPar going to be a little bit late off rotations here. A couple players making their way through mid, some info going to get taken out, and we're going to kind of see how this P3 rotation comes through now.
Yeah, so far a little mixy here. New York SubPar are going to have plat control, so it's going to be a little bit easier for them to break. That's going to be 3, make that 4 dead. As the side of Sydney are going to be spawning towards that garden side, it's going to be a little bit rough to break it here. They do have about 120-point lead going into this hill, so really they don't need this hill, but you just can't let them string 60 here and 60 at P4, and you can kind of just take some trades and kind of take this game away here. So you've kind of built yourself a big enough lead to allow yourself to make kind of a ton of mistakes here. So New York SubPar really just looking to have, they pretty much need to be perfect as we're heading into and eventually a P4 here as we're about halfway done with P3. So if you're the side of Sydney, you really just got to rotate, start playing your cutoffs here. And that's pretty much exactly what you see number 6 and number 8 do. They are going to escape this kind of window side, get towards new, and just start playing creddies.
Yeah, they're setting up early here on the P4. Buddha's looking to contest from mid. Some shots going to go down. That may allow Zoe some good timing here, but unfortunately not able to get the first kill and going to get taken out by that second player. Looks like Gilbert knows something's up there, able to get the kill through the middle of the map. Speedy still on the P4, though, able to get 1 and 2. Looking for more. Olivia Rodriguez is able to get that trade. There's still 1 player from each team super close to this hill. Olivia is going to win that as well, so that's going to kind of reset us here. You know, side of Sydney Dingoes not on the preferred side, but we saw a pretty good hold to hear from them last time on P4, and they're looking to break it nice and easy with Speedy's 3-piece. Once again, absolutely cooking here with the submachine gun on P4.
Yeah, this is definitely a spot you want to be. Side of Sydney Dingoes are really just doing what they need to. We have some players going pretty good on the stat line there with Speedy and Fiend really doing it for their team. Cookie and James are probably just really hanging out, not doing much. They both have a minute and a half in time, just really doing what they need to sit in time, let their players slay out. And on the other side, we do have just kind of a reflective scoreline. There are a couple players keeping up with it with Buddha, alleged hacker here in the CRL, but we'll kind of see as he performs the rest of the series. But Sydney Dingo so far looking pretty good on this map number 1, outside of probably the best Call of Duty I've ever seen in my life. Sydney Dingoes are going to take map number 1, but we'll see what they can do here in the last 10 seconds of Sydney needing the time.
Yeah, and they're not going to start off early here on the P1. We're seeing a little bit of contest come down. Zoe doing a good job playing his life there, able to get 1. Looking to get traded out here by the side of, you know, Sydney, but they're not able to. He's going kind of crazy right now, able to get 3 from the hill itself. That's going to allow these Sydney Dingle players to be off spawn, but a quick player comes in from you. And Sydney seems to just be kind of playing the long game. You know, they're kind of playing around here in the middle of the map, playing pretty low. They're looking to jump the time and kind of keep their players kind of swarmed around here. And that's, you know, going to lead to some big gunfights coming down here. The last player, Fiend, is going to take out 2 of his own, and that's going to lead Sydney to win. Map number 1, just pretty clinical. Hossie hardpoint there from the side of Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, great first kind of rotation there. Maybe started slipping up towards the end of rotation 2 there, but really when you build yourself a 110, 120 point lead, you can kind of do whatever you want in the middle of the map. It doesn't really matter. You're probably going to win the map when you're up, you know, 210 to 1 or 210 to 90 or 80 at some point. Aggressive offensive rounds really well, and just really trying to like catch the defensive teams off guard. We are here into map number 2. We have 1 player who's doing the ultimate spawn camp setup here, just playing there in the back, not moving whatsoever. But It looks like the side of Sydney Dingoes are just going to roll with it here. Obviously, we can't see game chat. We don't know what's going on, but they feel pretty confident they're going to be able to 3v4. New York SubPar have taken this site. There's some kind of fights happening towards the outside, but New York SubPar are 3 players in the site. There are 1 down. That make that 2 down here as James gets that kill on 1 player. They do isolate that player towards bomb. Gil is going to get 1 kill here. He's going to be looking for more here. He's just really going to get some isolated gunfights. He's winning 1, not winning the second there. Could have got some great timing there, but that was really close on the side of Gil.
I think Fiend is just playing some mind tricks out here. Just sitting here thinking they're going to lose me on the map. They're not going to know where I am. They're going to be looking for me. Unfortunately, the A site's about 2 feet wide, so there's not a lot of places to look and think about. There's 3, spiral elevator and the big door. So, as long as you're watching that kind of stuff, it's okay. But ultimately, turns out in the City Dingo's favor. So maybe everybody needs to write it down. I don't know. Interesting strats. Maybe
I mean, I will
we'll
say
boost it up.
I I did play a round of Search and Destroy this year in a match where I couldn't move my right stick at all, and it didn't matter because my team's just the best until it comes to playoff time. Uh, so maybe it is a strat. Maybe playing 3v4 in some crucial rounds really helps out. We're going to see an A banger here from both sides. See 2 players invested from the side of New York. That's going to be 1 traded there. Zoe's able to pick up the other. Man advantage towards the side of New York SubPar as they back off that player. KP is a sub in for this one. He's going to play for Buddha. Buddha's PC probably crashed. I did have to actually sub in for his mix team on Tuesday, so a little bit of insider information. He's having some PC troubles. Maybe it's the hacks. Wink, wink. It's probably not the hacks. I don't know what it is. But New York SubPar looking to take this round. Fiend in a 1v3, make this a 1v2 now with that pistol kill. Got 45 seconds to work with.
Yeah, Fiend's got a tall task ahead of him here, in the 1v2 with bomb down. I believe that's top mid potentially, so he's looking to make his way through mid. Zoe's playing down towards the bottom side. Olivia's playing in the spiral as well. I don't know if they got any intel on him over there on that side. He's taking a deep flank all the way through their spawn, and he's looking to potentially go up here to top third. But he does, with 20 seconds left, need to get that bomb and go for the plant. And I think he's just potentially playing for kills here. And I don't think that the New York side is going to give him a sniff of either of these 2 kills until he drops down into this bomb site. So Zoe looks like he's got a nade out in his hand, is looking for the information. That's potentially not going to allow Fiend to plant anyways. He's going to get taken out anyways. They're going to slide chow him. So not a whole lot there you can do with the time that you have left in the round in a 1v2 scenario. New York did a phenomenal job. They're just playing the angle together, waiting for the round to finally come out, and then just getting him whenever they actually needed to in the end.
Yeah, I mean, doing what they need to there, getting that round back. Excuse me. Tied up 1-1 here, heading into round number 3. It'll be interesting here. I feel like we've seen some fairly a little bit of aggression towards A, but nothing super heavy. I think both the teams are just playing a little bit slower here in the search and destroy, nothing too aggressive. But this is looking like not an A hit here. Looks like we're going to be going towards B. Olivia is able to spot at least 1 player there heading towards bottom, is able to get a great kill up top on Kookie. We do have 2 players in A looking to kind of retreat here. Fiend able to pick up 1. Olivia able to pick up that trade, immediately going to be left into 2v3 with James and Fiend left alive here. That 1 player is tower, does see them. So these players are getting spread. They are kind of well aware, though. Number 8 is the only one who I don't think hasn't been seen yet. So the side of New York really aren't sure what to do. We do see number 1 here, top grandmas, has the bomb. That's kind of why we haven't seen that planted. But so far, getting over towards B, they should get a plant down here and should win this round.
Yeah, I mean, Fiend here in a 1v3 once again. He's looking to shell this at a good time, able to get the bomb planter. Gilburn is going to slide back across and pick up that bomb and immediately go for the plant. So that's going to allow the New York SubPar to plant this bomb. And in the 1v2 scenario, you're looking for these players to potentially give up a life here, and they're not going to do it once again. The player on that gun does win a big gunfight against Fiend over on the left-hand side of the map. So, New York SubPar doing a good job of taking the advantage early. We saw a great kill come out from Olivia there on that top rope player, being kind of baited out by a player that was below maybe mid-gun side, kind of peeking over the ledge, if I'm not mistaken, and able to close up that round with that last elimination as well. So they're just doing a really good job of playing their life advantage and then kind of taking it from there. We've already seen 2 1v3s from the side of Fiend in back-to-back rounds. So if you're the side of Sydney, you got to look to not give up your life as easily, look for that first blood, and then kind of do the same thing back that New York has been doing so far, map number 2.
We're kind of seeing another B play develop here out of the side of Sydney Dingoes. We do see a couple players invested towards A. Not sure if they know this player crossed here. Gilburn able to get some shots down on this player elevator, looking to send in his friend for the kill there with Zoe. Kuki is going to able to pick up one there on the trade, but Fiend left in another 1v3 as kind of the second time here, and
Third,
he is
third time,
just in Narnia. Third time,
third time, third time,
third time,
three,
nice.
three straight times.
Um, well, I mean, 0-3 on 1v3s is not a great stat, but also not a terrible stat. Uh, but we'll kind of see what Fiend decides to do here. Players are spread out, so he does have some opportunity for some isolation gunfights if he wants to take them here. Does get some shots on Olivia. KP is there for the chow. Gets absolutely ripped there from Fiend. He's got 30 seconds to work with here. This is definitely doable. Both players are going to kind of collapse here on A site here, looking to not take the one-on-one gunfights. They are going to split up. Olivia is going to take a little bit of the shoulder chow. Fiend saw them. He's just clearing out the site here. As he's going to look towards elevator, there are going to be two players. Olivia drops shots and gets the kill. Fiend definitely going to make something work there, but New York SubPar are able to hold into that 1-3 advantage and take this they take this round and extend that lead to 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, these 3v1 scenarios are not ideal for the side of Sydney, and they need to do something kind of a little bit different here on this round. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Losing 3 straight never feels good as a team, but you stop the bleeding kind of here, especially having the defensive side. This is really kind of your round that you want to win. You don't want to go down 4-1 here, so they'll be looking for this first blood here, looking to play their advantage. I'm curious to see what the New York SubPar are going to do with this bomb. Looks like they're hitting their way through mid. Fiend might have got some info there on Gilburn, and he's going to kind of tuck his tail between his legs and kind of sprint back to the heli side. So they're doing a good job of just trying to keep enough map presence, get the info where they can, and potentially just kind of make their play and wait for the New York SubPar to kind of make a mistake here. But as of right now, we're kind of out of a stalemate. As soon as I say that, Zoe's able to get a good kill, and then a nade follows up from James onto KP. Curious if that's a stick or maybe some gunshots were going down there. So we're going to be back to a 3v3, pretty much stalemate here. Gilburn is looking to get sort of aggressive over here towards the ammo side, and if he decides to push into the spawn, he may get some good info here on Cookie. He is going to get James in the back. He's able to get out with his life as well. He's going to, kind of not have too much info for his team here, so looking to kind of see what New York are going to decide to do with the bomb here.
And New York so far have been very passive on offense. Bomb has not come out of Grandma's until very late in the round every time. You're going to see that again here. Bomb's going to start hitting towards that long side, towards B, as we kind of see this develop here. Number 5 in the back, Kuki is going to have that AR. He's going to be ready for this these peaks here. He's going to not spot this player because he's looking towards the left side of the map. He is going to kind of advance on this here. Speedy able to take a gunfight. Unfortunately, going to lose that to Gilbert. Kuki able to come in here, gets one. Is he able to get the second and clutch this round for his team? He is not just going to be playing some dancing around that turret there, but New York SubPar able to keep that man advantage once again. Play it slow. It's working for him so far. We'll see if it continues to work throughout the game.
I'm starting to think that maybe instead of scrimming, this New York SubPar team actually plays like Just Dance 3 together as a squad. Gilburn was doing the absolute moves on that little, I don't even know what to call it, turret there, I guess. Sort of a turret, yeah, little gun. But he was putting the absolute moves on it, and Cookie was not able to find him there, not able to get that two piece as they kind of lined up for him. And New York, 4 straight rounds. They're doing very well here. Their slow, passive offense has played a lot of dividends for them. They're getting a lot of first bloods, and they're kind of finding their positioning on the map where they can. But Sydney is deciding to roar back now with 2 kills. They're pushing back Zoe as well, so they're going to take immediate control of this A site, get the bomb down fast, and they're going to be looking to protect this site in a 4v2 scenario here. And New York SubPar is going to have to find their info and hope for a couple 1v1 gunfights here to go their way to kind of take this round from this disadvantage.
Yeah, and I mean, Sydney finally finding themselves in a man advantage, eventually going to take that round. And I mean, they should just see right there how easy it is to win when you don't have to send Fiend on a 1v3 clutch every single round. Maybe they'll take that into consideration here in the next couple rounds. James with the banana camo, absolutely love seeing this on both guns. So shout out to James. This is my second time casting him. Still hanging it out with the bananas. Only if he was running the chicken operator, then I could make a TikTok reference. But nevertheless, Sydney Dingo still down 2-4 here. They are going to be on the defensive side. We'll kind of see what they decide to do here. We've seen New York play super passive so far. We'll see if they decide to break out of that habit, or if they continue to play on that and just wait for Sydney to kind of run into their arms.
Yeah, I would bet that they're potentially not going to change their play, but it looks like they are. They're going to sprint immediately into the A side and get control of that super fast. And the change of pace is really helped them out here in this round. But oh, good gun, good gun. Yeah, that's good shots there from the side of James. And so is left alone here with KP in the site, 2v3 scenario. 30 seconds left here. Speedy is going to get the info on that player running out of big door, is going to take him out. It's going to be left up to KP here in a 1v3. Hanging out an elevator, these players are going to sort of chow one by one, but Speedy is just able to slide and just absolutely rip KP off there. So big round win from the side of Sydney to get closer to evening up this map 4-3.
Yeah, and KP didn't warm up enough for that gunfight towards elevator. Gonna lose that, unfortunately. But Sydney Dingoes are gonna make this 4-3, like you said. Learning once again, the more players you have, the better chance you have to win the round.
Mhm. The more players that you do have alive in S&D does usually equate to you winning more rounds. That's a good shout, being that you only get 4 lives in a round as a team. If you have more lives than the other team, you're usually gonna be winning because there's more lives than the other team has. Yeah, I don't know if that's math or if that's philosophy or maybe theology, codology, something like that. But it's
Podology, I like
typically
that.
codology? I think I like
I
that. I
like
think
that.
I just invented a
Yeah, I
new
think that's
term, and
good.
I think that's really gonna catch on, Send that to your favorite TikTokers on, COD
You catch
TikTokers.
the first
Yeah.
episode of Codology, the new podcast about codology. The knowledge of COD. Uh, on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central here with CK and Wolfie and I. Bonus, we don't wear shirts.
No shirts. That's kinda crazy. KP left up here in a 1v1 versus Cookie, but Cookie is gonna be able to slide out, chow that, and win that round as well, and, Sydney doing a much better job here, getting the first bloods, getting the map positioning that they need, and they're able to even up this map here 4-4, after being down 3-1 or 4-1? I believe it was 4-1, so 3 straight rounds for the side of Sydney, doing very well, and I'm curious to see what New York maybe tries to do a little bit differently this time. Offense, do they stick with their aggression towards the A set like we saw last time? Do they decide to play a little bit slower again and kind of go back to that methodical bottom G push and wait for the info to come out? It'll be interesting to see kind of after this little string what they kind of decided to do differently, and it's going to be a B hit here from what it looks like, and Fiend is going to be the player on helicopter, going to get some of this info, be able to pass that over to his teammates. He sees 2 players on the cross. He's in a good position here to potentially win a big gunfight. Gets that one. He's looking for the second player that he saw. He's not going to see him on the bomb, but not going to get taken out by that player. Going to get some shots into the back, and looks like that player is going to get taken out by James. Fiend is going to slide and chow Olivia, but now Olivia's left up here in a 1v3, weak, not able to take the gunfight, going to get taken out. And Sydney roar back here in our map number 2 and are on map point now.
Yeah, that was a crazy eagle chow out of Fiend there. I respect it, though. Leading his team in kills, I believe, as well in this search and destroy. He is having himself a series so far. New York SubPar, unfortunately, going to fall in that one. They are getting kind of calling this like what the 80% sale here. Was 4-1, now 5-4 Sydney Dingoes. They've made some great mid-game adjustments as we head in here to an offensive side for them. So we'll kind of see what they adjust to here. It looks like we're going to be hitting A site pretty heavy here. This side of New York SubPar sending multiple players here. KP is going to get shut down towards Spiral, excuse me. Zoe able to pick up one, and we just kind of see that pinstripe here. Olivia Rodrigo in a 1v2, make this a 1v1 now against Speedy, is going to throw a little bit of a shoulder. Speedy's going to get a little aggro here. Stun hits, shots coming down. Olivia is absolutely one shot on that player. The server almost gets the free kill too. Speedy somehow gets out of this altercation and gets to reset the round here. Bomb is down on site. Olivia does know that here, so he's able just to play back site, play his timing here. He does have a sub and an AR in hand, I believe, so he's going to have the gun advantage here from the side of New York SubPar, and he needs this round to stay alive.
Yeah, they need a big round, the big 1v1 here from the side of Olivia, and Speedy is choosing to chow from the big door side. I think is going to get the info and going to see those shots come down. So now just got to play your timing, got to make sure that, throwing the dead nades, waiting for this player to overpeak. Nade's going to connect. Speedy's going to be down to 55 HP, but gonna rip Olivia there. And Sydney is going to win map number 2 and go up 2-0 here. I mean, despite being weak in one shot, Speedy decides to stand his ground and stay ironed, and the aims just absolutely rips Olivia there. Something about the Jackal it ain't good anymore, man. This aims is just too good. These platinum players, they're gonna be looking to fight back here on the Hossy controls. So I'm looking to some of those key players, Olivia Rodrigo, like you mentioned, pretty good AR from their perspective, and looking for maybe Gilburn to get pretty active with the submachine gun himself, but it's going to be Speedy and Fiend from the side of Sydney that I'm kind of paying attention to with this map number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to see a map number 4 protocol hardpoint. We're probably not going to see a lot of them left in the rotation, as many of you may know that did get removed from the ranked play and the competitive playlist. Swapped with the rewind hardpoint. Thank God it only took them, 3 majors to make that decision. But here we are. So I really want to see a map number 4 between these two teams, kind of see what they can muster up on that map, because maybe the last time we ever see it. Zoe's kind of looking to make a play towards top here, starting to get this rotation. I wish I could tell you how much this isn't hardpoint. I'm special. We'll do have to look at the ticks though. I think there's one there in the bottom left. It's gonna be kind of difficult for it to see, but we'll kind of see if the side of Sydney Dingoes can get out of their spawn trap. Unfortunately, only able to get 1 kill there, as the rest of the team from New York are getting set up here on the spawn. Sydney Dingoes are gonna have to fight their way out. They do get 2. We'll kind of see if they can transition here towards B.
Yeah, and James is going to be the player to touch time first, but he is going to be alone. Going to have 2 players here around him. Going to try to fight this player on plat, but KP is going to get the win there. Speedy not able to follow up immediately, so looking to make some way through plat. Going to get shot in the back by Olivia, and now the plat control is back to the New York SubPar. And Sydney, a couple of players out towards the garden side. That's going to allow Fiend to jump on the time, but they're presence has really never been fully felt as a team when they're on these attacking points. So the players, they kind of get up to the B point. We see the New York SubPar kind of turn around and start looking for the player on point, able to take him out and take the rest of the team out. They keep them kind of in spawn. So New York with a constant aggression here on the first round of this control really paid dividends in their favor, with only 1 tick coming down so far on the B point, halfway through a tick on the A point, but going to get taken out as well. No one close enough to touch either of these points, and that's going to be round number 1 to the side of New York, and just pretty clinical round there. We saw the early tick come out on the B side. They preferred to play through the middle of the map, but they retook that point pretty fast, and then they're able to kind of keep them coming at waves. We never saw really a full 4-man push to one of these 2 sites. We never saw the presence completely there from the side of Sydney after the spawn trap started to come down, and it felt like every time they cleared out one of the players in lobby, the next New York SubPar player was right there, and we just saw somebody take an absolute dive from Secret into the little statue pool. So that was an interesting one. Gotta love Call of Duty all the time. All the little weird shenanigans that go on in this game.
I'm gonna have to watch that back on the replay. I was not paying attention, but I would love to see that. So if I just stop talking in the middle of cast here, that's why. New York SubPar really did a good job there. It was kind of a weird defensive round, if I'm being honest, that we didn't really see a spawn trap. They really just kind of gate kept the the middle of the map there. So kind of interesting side from that. Just a good defensive round. Obviously, no ticks left up or anything there. Sorry, 1 tick towards B, but that from the side of Hossie, that's pretty successful. So glad to see that from their side. It's just weird. We didn't really see a spawn trap, just kind of protection of the zone. So so far, we see the side of Sydney Dingoes here looking to do them 1 better. We got 45 seconds left in the round. We do see some traps coming over here towards well. 2 kills are going to come towards the middle of the map. Make that a 3rd with Fiend, kind of looking to take a squad to a victory here. Easy 3-0. That all these players are going to be well side. This is going to be rough for the side of New York.
Yeah, New York is trying to fight out of here, but James gets a nice 2-piece. He is going to get traded out by KP with a nice 2-piece of his own. But with 20 seconds left here on this round, the New York subpars are kind of scrambling to get some aggression towards one of these. I think Speedy's got some bad timing on that player there, so he's going to get taken out by Zoe. Cookie is still close, so he's looking to potentially contest some of this, but not going to get some good timing on the window there. We see James with a big gunfight coming down from close, going to try to shot with a pistol onto this player, onto the tie. Not able to get him there, but the rest of his teammates are there for the cleanup as well. So Sydney Dingoes respond right back with a defensive round of their own, and they're gonna, hold the New York subpar to no ticks. So even technically a better defense from their perspective. And we saw them get a little bit more aggressive in the spawn, having a player keep him off the well side of Fiend, and then James and some other players playing through the lobby side to kind of keep them back there. And that can kind of be what happens in Platinum sometimes in Control. That the gunfights are not always easy, your timing's not perfect, and you just end up kind of in that spawn blender, and it's hard to get out when you've got players that don't miss shots on you as a squad. So Sydney with a big bounce back round there in round number 2 on their defensive side, looking to potentially have a better offensive side here the first go round.
And that's what I would expect out of a standard defense where they're only getting one or no ticks is like that aggression towards push up, like towards that lobby side. But it works for both teams. Sydney able to come up on top with a one tick advantage. And definitely not the way we expected here. They are going to get that first kill towards that B side, make that the second kill as well. They spot that player top plat as going to be left alive or last left alive here in Zoe. He's going to take a route towards window here. They are not going to be aware that he is back here. He's kind of lost the team. This could be good for him to hit a little pinch here. Olivia is able to pick up one kill. Speedy still has that top plat control. Zoe is still lost here. They're finally going to find him here on point. This can be 3 dead. Last player is going to be pushing towards that top plat. He's going to get found, and he's going to be dead as well. So Sydney Dingoes are going to pass their one tick very easily here. Kills coming down towards that side. Second tick is rolling in super quick. They are going to confirm this, but they are getting progress on A as well. So we may see a transition towards A, but the side of New York SubPar are getting spawn trapped out on offense here, or sorry, on defense. So we see another tick of progress going towards A, third tick being rolled on B. This could get rough for New York SubPar.
This is pretty brutal from the side of New York SubPar here. They were not able to fight that early aggression over on the B point. It's going to come down already here and in a big life disadvantage as well with one tick rolled through on A. It's really going to be about the side of Sydney kind of keeping the spawn trap. That's a good reading kill by Zoe. There was one more player left deep in their spawn potentially. And so great pickup from that side, but Sydney with still a lot of map presence here with Speedy still up towards the plat side, but the rest of his squad is looking to make their way out of the garden side while Speedy's just staying active over here on the plat side. There is one player directly on the A point. He's going to get taken out by James, and really, the side of Sydney is potentially what it's looking like so far, looking to get a little bit of aggression on the A point, but ultimately trying to play around this time and kind of force us to go more S&D style, where they're just kind of playing the lives out rather than trying to complete this 8 point super fast.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all about the depletion of A point. If they could deplete that at all, kind of helps his second capture. KP able to pick up one, but that second tick is going to roll in, and we see a stack coming down. Zoe coming from the top ropes, not able to see this player log, able to get some shots on, but not able to connect here. Speedy able to pick up one, and that's going to be the tick for the side of Sydney Dingoes. They weren't able to get it done on that first initial capture, but they do kind of regroup on that next wave, get the kills that they need to, and eventually get that point up to 1 here and up in the tick advantage by 7.
Yeah, big offensive round there, and I mean they're looking to close this out on their defense here and just have a pretty stalwart defense like we saw in their first one in round number 2. I mean they just really kind of the lives went by real fast from the side of New York there. It was just another ragdoll in our little post kill cam action there, but we saw the lives just kind of get drained very early from subpar. It looked like they were maybe sending a player here, a player there, maybe 2 players towards one of the point. They never, maybe as a squad, decided which of the 2 points they were going to actually go after and try to save. So they were always kind of staggered. Big garage hit here. Speedy's not going to be ready, so going to get taken out. And we're seeing the New York subpar just pretty much fly at the side of Sydney Dingoes, and they're able to get some top presence here pretty fast. But Fiend is going to kind of counter attack with himself and go towards the side of the New York subpar spawn as well. So we're going to see a little bit of a back and forth battle, and
Hold
Cookie
that.
is going to absolutely rip James from behind. The poor Ninja Turtle did not deserve that, Cookie, you mean man.
I mean, hey, when you're 4-12, you're feeling yourself on the map. Nothing's going to stop you, and your teammates aren't getting in the way for sure. So, unfortunately, I think Cookie forgets that team killing does not add to your kills, but does eventually pick up the next one. So gets himself up to the 5-12, and Razor say that up to 5-13. But New York subpar, really interesting break off there on Rockside. I love that play. Do something a little bit different. But kind of what they failed on is getting on the point. They had one player on the point. They eventually get one tick, and that's good. But you could have had a 3-man stack and really put some pressure on that defense, as you kind of have one player off the rip. But Sydney Dingoes, I think, with a great read there, as those players kind of push towards Rock, that we just said, they say, let's send Fiend all the way to their spawn, get this player, put some pressure on their spawn as Zoe is coming off spawn, make sure that they can't get out of there, and kind of just put some pressure on those players that rush towards Rock. So we do see some great Kobe's coming in. It's gonna be 3 dead from the side. Sydney Dingo is able to cut these players down. So New York subpar, they got 20 seconds to make it work. They only got 1 tick on the board. They're gonna have to get all of these to win, and they're gonna have to do 2 offensive rounds in a row if they want to do anything. Got 13 on the clock. Is gonna pause towards that B side here. Sydney Dingoes don't look concerned at all. They're just looking for these players. Zoe able to pick up Cookie there. I see why he's going 5-15 now. B capture is coming down here. We do see 1 tick. This is definitely their time here. We do see a player reading towards you is going to be a great pickup here. This single window is the last player really to worry about, and that's a great pickup.
Damn, KP, damn! Yeah, great shots there from the side of the New York subpar, able to keep this contest kind of going. Team kill coming down from Gilburn's side, able to kind of clear off this point is the Sydney Dingoes now, but the A pressure is going to be there. B pressure is still going to be there. Kind of from the side of Sydney, we're seeing a very similar thing from what we saw in the last round. We are going to see a cruise come in. Fiend's only able to get 1. Player gets cleared off the A point as well, and that's going to be map number 3 and the series to the side of Sydney, coming out pretty dominant here. A little bit mixy there in the round number 4 on the Hossy control, but ultimately, you have the advantage. You can give up a couple of ticks anyways because they have to secure both the points, and ultimately you're just kind of flooding out the lives of the New York subpar there. And as we were watching this kill cam here, KP was absolutely shooting